Jamie. Amuna liwele mlakpe samina laso 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 Amuna liwele mlakpe samina laso mlakpe samina laso mlakpe samina laso Lewalukwe Kepa kwasma Maka akwasi Bena akwasi Leba akwasi Benicha akwasi Bakacha akwasi Mlakula akwasi Nomne dalo Isameneli kumulolo Aya walukwe Bedom la pete dasi Bedo Onetien Yasewa Japraka dasi Bedo Odikro Asari dasi Mr. Chairman, my list says that the regional minister has been invited, the Honorable Regional Minister, Honorable Dr. Archibald Lecha, Honorable Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman, the 2020 NDC Vice Presidential candidate, and the former first Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast. My professor, Lydia Asiato, the first female Vice Chancellor of the University of Health and Allied Sciences. My MP, Honorable Kwesi Bejira. Honorable District Chief Executive, Ernest Yao Apau for the whole West District. Distinguished Ministers of State here present, ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps. I was expecting the UNDP resident representative here to be here. She promised coming. Yesterday she called me that duty called, so she had to respond to duty. I accepted it. The chairman and members of the Central Planning Committee of AMUFEST and the local organizing committee of AMUFEST, AVATIME DZOGBEFEME 2023, distinguished twins who have been recognized here, my Lordship Justice Jogu, Justice of the High Court, my pharmacist Harrison Abutiate, Dr. Ochina, the immediate past chairman of the AVATIME Biakpa AMUFEST Planning Committee, Bekusiba Okusie Okufurubro Ajiman, the seventh, Okusie Ajesi, the fourth, Okusie Bonuglo, the 10th of AVATIME DZOGBEFEME, Okusie AVATIME Jokpe. We are here in AVATIME Jokpe, so don't worry. Okusie Akoto of AVATIME Vane. Okusie Tachi of AVATIME Biakpa. Okusie Achomfole of AVATIME Amejope. I am all indebted to you this morning. Our media friends here, Kedone, Kedeje, our distinguished Kusakoko celebrants, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure and satisfaction to see all of you here today at this year's AVATIME AMU Festival, where we celebrate our organic mountain brown rice we call AMUFEST, in the lovely town of AVATIME DZOGBEFEME. Yes, sir. My excitement has reached such a height that leaves me with no doubt about the capability, the fortitude, the determination, and the can-do spirit of the people of AVATIME, and particularly Oniche Yasewa Jabraka X, who, in the midst of all doubts, stood up as a true Kedeje to rescue the situation. Oniche Wawalokwe. And so I doff my hat to the local planning committee as well. I am also indebted to the discerning youth and elders of AVATIME DZOGBEFEME, the local planning committee, led by George Ofori of Gosa TV, elders of AVATIME DZOGBEFEME, Antonia Asari Krapa, Mr. Leonard Asari, the Anibrikas, the Gabus, Mark Bubuama, and the supporting encouragement and direction from the AVATIME Youth and Development Association, the Central Planning Committee members, who within this short period of time have made this celebration one we are all enjoying today. Mr. Chairman, I cannot forget the readiness and acceptance of all invited guests, the AVATIME citizens home and abroad, who have contributed to today's event. Those of you beautiful people who have made AVATIME your destination of choice today, I say, Nome Galo, Nome Waluka. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this year's celebration is celebrating the AVATIME woman through mountain brown rice and brown rice culture and ecotourism. The theme was carefully selected to drive home the point that women, and particularly AVATIME women, continue to play invaluable, immeasurable, and important roles of sustenance in the life and from the cradle to the grave. The AVATIME woman continues to champion the value chain of the processing, preservation of the organic mountain brown rice and promotes its consumption. On this note, I would like to single out Oniche Amu 1, Oniche Amu Topien, Enida, that we are here where we are today with the organic mountain brown rice because she was relentless in promoting the cultivation, distribution, and processing of the AVATIME mountain brown rice throughout the world, to as far as the United States. Let me also respectfully and warmly welcome all participants, particularly to acknowledge the presence of renowned personalities, Mr. Chairman, to this August traditional event at the AVATIME area. And to exemplify the habitat of the significant hub of ecological features such as attractive waterfalls, the longest canopy walkway in West Africa, located in AVATIME Amejope, including Mountain Gemi, the second highest mountain in Ghana, ancestral caves, the mystic stone, and other amazing tourists, as well as forest conservation and game reserves, wildlife with endangered species, among others, are a particular site that you can behold in AVATIME. Nevertheless, even though the weather is warm and wet, yet the ground is tough. And I acknowledge that the living conditions in Ghana today are not conditions that any of us is happy about. And so I am not surprised to see the lean population of celebrants here in AVATIME DZOGBEFEME. Be it as it may, AVATIME AMUFEST is celebrated annually on rotational basis among the 7 AVATIME towns to commemorate the cultural heritage and historic significance of the brown rice, the AVATIME local dialect called Amu, which has been bequeathed to us by our forefathers when they traveled from southern Sudan through Ile-Ife to Ahanta, through Adan, Legon, Adan, with their brothers Agotime people, through Tayingbe, Mate, and presently in the mountains here, where our forefathers settled at Okulosun in AVATIME Biakpa. I want to commend the organizers for staging a pilgrimage to our ancestral home at Okulosun. I invite you, delegates, to find time to visit that ancestral home. Mr. Chairman, our roads in AVATIME, particularly the town roads of AVATIME Vane, AVATIME Amejope, the tourist link roads from AVATIME Fume through Bajeme to Amejope, and AVATIME Fume to, and of course, the AVATIME DZOGBEFEME road, which we traveled on this morning, need to deserve the attention of the District Assembly, the Volta Region Coordinating Council, and the Ministry of Road. We have been talking about these roads for umpteen years now, and recently, when the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came to commission the small water, community water projects in AVATIME Amejope, he promised that within a few weeks, work will start on the AVATIME Amejope town roads. And this has been emphasized by the then Senior Minister, Yao Osafo Mafo, that within 2 weeks, the contractor will come to site. I'm sure the 2 weeks are still not. Two weeks are still not reached yet. We're hoping that something will be done. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, AVATIME DZOGBEFEME, where we are celebrating the AMUFEST this year, intends to use the proceeds of the AMUFEST to rehabilitate and refix the only bridge that links them to the rest of the world. And so, with the support from the engineers of the District Assembly, we came up with a little over 117,000 cedis, Ghana cedis, as a cost for the rehabilitation. And I trust that the chairman, who promised that he's going to be here throughout the day, will help us realize the 117,000 Ghana cedis for us to do the job that we are celebrating the AMUFEST for. Yes, sir. Before I resume my seat, Mr. Chairman, my fellow celebrants, permit me to extend the heartfelt sympathy to all our brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, and children who have been affected by the recent Volta Dam water spillage that has caused and will continue to cause untold hardship to the victims. We appreciate and are grateful for the efforts by government, the private sector, churches, and individuals who responded to the cries of the victims, and wish to remind them that flood disasters have very, very long-term effects of multiple related unintended consequences and negative effects on the victims. This disaster is a clear warning that climate change is real, and the earlier we took pragmatic and decisive decisions to halt the depletion of the ozone layer, reduce excessive gas emission, and adopt smart measures, including planting of appropriate trees, we will be in for a huge climate disaster. And at this point, I want to call on government. That government has been attending COP conferences every year. Huge sums of money have been voted for these conferences. NGOs and international governmental organizations have been crying loud that if a percentage of those monies have been used for education, I believe that we will not be here where we are now, where the temperature is about to rise a further 2 degrees in the next couple of years. Unfortunately, we in the developing world are the ones bearing the brunt of what the developed countries are doing. Of course, they claim that they want to make our life easy. But we want to tell them that they should take decisive steps to stop the climate change. Our hearts also go out to the victims of the Israeli-Palestinian war. We join the world community of conscience to ask for ceasefire and cessation of hostilities on both sides. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, next year is election year. And now we urge all political parties, foot soldiers and sponsors to conduct the campaigns in more decorous manner, respecting our culture, tradition, rights of the individual voters, and respect, but not to subvert the sovereign will of the people. In conclusion, let me congratulate Kosakoko celebrants, the beautiful Kedeje Ba, Alo Kedeja, and all the winners of the 2023 AMUFEST football gala, which coincidentally was won by AVATIME DZOGBEFEME. Congratulations. I wish to also congratulate the 2023 Miss AMU pageant, which will be staged this evening, and I express my heartfelt gratitude to members of this year's AMU Festival Organizing Committee and individuals of DZOGBEFEME, as well as AVATIME communities whose spirit of dedication, and diligence has contributed to the success of various activities commemorating the festival. Indeed, you have really demonstrated sterling qualities of loyalty in spite of daunting challenges. Your efforts are worthy of emulation and reward. Let me also thank everybody here present, and I wish that you find time and explore the tourism potentials of AVATIME. I know that the mountain brown rice that we are celebrating can be turned into several dishes, from sekpase to bimukomeni okoglo nino. And I want to pray that those of you who haven't tasted bimukomeni oklongo nino and adoila onino should take time and taste it. It is something delicious that you'll never forget. Please find time to visit the exciting tourist sites, as I've said, the savor the various mountain brown rice dishes prepared, enjoy the weather, and drink some small local palm wine and aquateshi. But do not get boost. May God reward you abundantly for your efforts and your contributions to this feat. Non le gano, non me lo